Salam, hi. I am Dr. Asad Saleem, now commencing our lecture. Our bodies have incredible tools called special senses. These senses help us understand and interact with the world around us. They are different from general senses like temperature or pressure, which are felt all over the body. Special senses are located in specific organs, like our eyes and ears. They are our windows to reality, constantly feeding information to our brains. Think about watching a beautiful sunset or hearing your favorite song. These experiences are possible thanks to our special senses. They are truly vital for both our survival and our enjoyment of life every single day. We primarily talk about 5 special senses. These are vision, which allows us to see. Then there's hearing or audition, which lets us perceive sounds. Taste, also known as gustation, helps us enjoy food and identify substances. Smell or olfaction allows us to detect various scents in our environment. Finally, touch, while having receptors all over the body, involves specialized structures that make it a key part of how we experience direct contact. Each of these senses relies on a unique organ and a dedicated pathway to the brain, all working together seamlessly to give us a complete picture of what's happening. The journey of sensory information is quite fascinating. It all starts when a sensory organ detects a stimulus. This stimulus could be light for vision, sound waves for hearing, or chemical molecules for taste and smell. Once detected, the sensory organ converts this stimulus into electrical signals. These signals are like tiny messages. Specialized nerve cells then transmit these messages along pathways to specific areas of the brain. The brain acts as the central processor, interpreting these signals, making sense of them, and then allowing us to perceive the world and generate an appropriate response. This entire complex process happens incredibly fast, often in just milliseconds. The design of our sensory systems is remarkably intricate and efficient. Through evolution, these senses have been finely tuned to help us navigate our surroundings effectively. They serve critical functions, such as alerting us to potential dangers, like the smell of smoke or the sound of an approaching vehicle. They also guide us in finding nourishment and play a crucial role in social interactions and forming connections with others. Taking the time to understand how these senses work can lead to a deeper appreciation for the complexity and capability of our own bodies. This essay will delve into each of these senses, exploring their mechanisms and discussing what happens when they encounter problems. Vision is perhaps the sense we rely on most heavily, and the eye is an amazing organ. Light enters the eye through the cornea, which is the clear front surface. It then passes through the pupil and the lens. The lens focuses the light onto the retina at the back of the eye. The retina contains millions of light-sensitive cells called photoreceptors, known as rods and cones. Rods help us see in low light, while cones are responsible for color vision and sharp details. These photoreceptors convert light into electrical signals. The optic nerve then carries these signals to the brain's visual cortex, where they are interpreted as the images we see. Unfortunately, our vision isn't always perfect. Many people experience common vision problems. Myopia or nearsightedness makes distant objects blurry. Hyperopia or farsightedness makes close objects difficult to see clearly. Astigmatism is an imperfection in the eye's curvature that causes blurred vision at all distances. As people age, they often develop presbyopia, which is age-related farsightedness, making reading harder. More serious conditions include cataracts, where the lens becomes cloudy, and glaucoma, which damages the optic nerve, potentially leading to blindness. Symptoms like blurry vision, frequent headaches, or difficulty seeing at night warrant an eye exam. Regular checkups are vital for early detection and management. Now, let's talk about hearing, which happens thanks to the marvel of the ear. The ear is divided into 3 main parts. The outer ear includes the pinna, the visible part, and the ear canal, which funnels sound waves inward. These waves cause the eardrum in the middle ear to vibrate. This vibration is then amplified by 3 tiny bones called ossicles, the malleus, incus, and stapes. These bones transmit the vibrations to the inner ear, specifically to a snail-shaped structure called the cochlea. Inside the cochlea, fluid moves and stimulates tiny hair cells. These hair cells convert the mechanical vibrations into electrical signals. which the auditory nerve then sends to the brain's auditory cortex for interpretation. Hearing disorders can significantly impact a person's life. Conductive hearing loss occurs when sound cannot get through the outer or middle ear. This might be due to earwax buildup, infections, or a perforated eardrum. Sensorineural hearing loss results from damage to the inner ear, the cochlea, or the auditory nerve pathways to the brain. Common causes include aging, prolonged exposure to loud noises, certain medications, or genetic factors. Tinnitus, often described as a ringing or buzzing in the ears, is another common issue. Treatments range from hearing aids and cochlear implants to surgical procedures, depending on the cause and severity. Protecting your ears from loud sounds is a key preventative measure. Taste, or gustation, is how we explore the world of flavors. This sense originates from taste buds, which are tiny sensory organs located mostly on our tongues, within small bumps called papillae. We can detect 5 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami, a savory taste. When we eat, chemicals from food dissolve in our saliva and interact with taste receptor cells within the taste buds. These cells then send signals through nerves to the brain, which interprets them as specific tastes. Interestingly, our perception of flavor is heavily influenced by our sense of smell. They work together to create the full experience of eating. This sense not only brings pleasure but also helps us identify nutritious foods and avoid harmful substances. Smell, or olfaction, is a very powerful and often evocative sense. It begins when airborne molecules, or odorants, enter our nasal cavity as we breathe. Inside the upper part of the nasal cavity, there are specialized olfactory receptor cells. When these odorants bind to the receptors, signals are generated and sent directly to the olfactory bulb, which is a structure at the base of the brain. From there, the information travels to other brain areas, including the limbic system, which is involved in emotion and memory. This direct link explains why certain smells can trigger vivid memories and strong emotional responses. Conditions like anosmia, complete loss of smell, or hyposmia, reduced ability to smell, can significantly impact quality of life. Touch, also known as somatosensation, is our direct connection to the physical world. Unlike vision or hearing, which are localized to specific organs, touch receptors are distributed throughout our skin. These receptors are specialized nerve endings that detect various stimuli, including pressure, vibration, texture, temperature, hot and cold, and pain. When these receptors are stimulated, they send signals through nerves, up the spinal cord, and to the brain for processing. Touch is crucial for many things: interacting with objects, feeling comfort, sensing danger, like a hot surface, and even for our sense of body position, known as proprioception. This sense is fundamental to our development and overall well-being. Disorders affecting taste, smell, and touch can arise from various causes. For taste, adousia refers to the complete loss of taste, while dysgeusia is a distortion of taste. These can be caused by infections, medications, nutritional deficiencies like zinc, or nerve damage. Smell disorders, as mentioned, include anosmia and hyposmia, often resulting from nasal or sinus problems, viral infections like colds or flu, head trauma, or aging. Peripheral neuropathy is a common disorder affecting touch, where nerve damage, often due to diabetes or injury, leads to symptoms like numbness, tingling, pain, or a reduced ability to feel sensations. Treatment focuses on the underlying cause, and sometimes dietary adjustments or supplements can offer support. Many sensory disorders share common underlying causes or risk factors. The natural process of aging, for instance, can lead to a gradual decline in the acuity of all our special senses. Infections, whether bacterial or viral, and chronic inflammation can also damage sensory organs or the nerves that serve them. Physical injuries, such as head trauma or exposure to certain chemicals and toxins in the environment, can have detrimental effects on vision, hearing, smell, taste, or touch. Furthermore, some individuals may have genetic predispositions that make them more susceptible to developing certain sensory conditions. Regardless of the specific sense affected, obtaining an early and accurate diagnosis is often crucial for effective management and improving long-term outcomes. The clinical features, signs, and symptoms of sensory disorders vary widely depending on which sense is affected and the nature of the problem. For vision issues, individuals might report blurred or distorted images, seeing floaters or flashes of light, or experiencing blind spots in their visual field. Hearing problems can manifest as muffled sounds, difficulty understanding speech especially in noisy environments, ringing in the ears, tinnitus, or even issues with balance. When taste or smell is impaired, people might notice that food seems bland, that they perceive phantom smells, or they might lose their appetite. Disorders of touch can lead to sensations of numbness, tingling, burning pain, or an increased sensitivity to touch. Doctors utilize specific diagnostic tests like eye charts, audiograms, smell identification kits, and nerve conduction studies to evaluate these conditions. When it comes to treatment, the approaches are tailored to the specific disorder and its underlying cause. Medical treatments are common, such as prescription eyeglasses or contact lenses for vision correction, hearing aids to amplify sound for those with hearing loss, or medications to manage conditions like glaucoma or ear infections. In some cases, surgical interventions may be necessary, for example, cataract surgery to replace a cloudy lens, cochlear implants for profound hearing loss, or even procedures to repair damaged nerves. Various therapies can also play a vital role. Speech therapy can help individuals adapt to hearing loss, while occupational therapy can assist those with touch or proprioceptive impairments. Lifestyle modifications, like protecting eyes from UV light or ears from loud noise, are also very important. Finally, it's important to recognize the significant role that diet can play in maintaining sensory health and managing certain conditions. Nutrients like vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and lutein are known for supporting eye health and protecting against age-related macular degeneration. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fish oil are beneficial for both vision and nerve function. Zinc is a mineral that is particularly important for the proper functioning of taste and smell receptors. B vitamins, especially B12 and B6, are crucial for maintaining healthy nerves, which is vital for the sense of touch. Therefore, consuming a balanced diet rich in colorful fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins supports not just general health, but the well-being of our precious sensory systems. Understanding and cherishing these senses allows us to protect them and enjoy a fuller, richer life experience. Stay update and subscribe at Asad Saleem 1414 on YouTube for more updates, and like, share, comments on video for uplift my efforts for you.